Yo, what's up YouTube? It's Mr.BuyTheDip back here with another video. I want you guys to know the stock market is down, which is a perfect buying opportunity. I'm about to explain why. I'm going to talk about NVDA, a little bit about Uber, and just touch some of these key concepts with you guys. If we look at the S&P 500, maintaining slightly well. 645 is still pretty decent, right? 11%. I'm 11% up year to year, right? If last year you would have invested in the S&P 500 around this time, you would have been up 19% still, right? It's an amazing way to look at this. But now, when we talk about the stock market down because of job market impact, that is very, very crucial, okay? Weak job reports or slowing job growth create investor concern. Okay, now why is that a bad thing? When we go back to 2021, okay, 2021 was a crazy year. This is around the pandemic, and this news around then also, around October or September came out, and then the market had slightly of a dip as well. So why is that a concern? Well, if we have less jobs, right, we have more of an unemployment rate. So what does that mean for the regular person in day to day trying to find a job, go to work? They literally simply cannot look for a job, which I'm not really concerned of, or I'm not surprised, I should say, because if you look at a lot of graduates, a lot of people doing undergrad or whatever, they're concerned about the job market. So you can see the market has a crazy reaction on this, and using NVIDIA as an example is kind of crazy. But let me just look at the S&P as example, how they've done today. This is like a slide just going downwards, right? However, I want you to know that this could be looked up on as an opportunity, because September is the month where we start talking about the interest rates. We start talking about the economy a little bit more after earnings have been produced. I want you to see how the market moves, okay? Earning is produced, big companies are doing good, stock goes up, then we have a small uncertainty about jobs or about tariffs, right? And the people who play these levels right, with NVIDIA, with AMD, another one I love to see is AMD, okay? If you play these levels right, $150 in AMD, this is a potential, profit all the way up to 184 when we have another bull run. AMD right now is a buy. I don't even care if it goes up, if it goes down within a day. This right now is a buy, simply because I like to see this level that I was calling out weeks and weeks before when we were up here in 160s, right? When we went up to 167, when we went up to 170, I was like, I don't know, I gotta wait for 150. Now I'm rating this a buy. If we go lower than this, buy more, okay? Average down. So let's say you got $10,000 you want to invest $5,000 at 150, then another 5,000 at 130, 140, right? But yet again, you got to realize that 10,000 is probably money that you have free, okay? Money that you want to freely invest in, not your whole life savings is 10,000 and you want to invest 10,000. Risk management is important around this time because fear, okay? Slow hiring means slower consumer spending. What does that mean? Okay, it means slower corporate earnings. Basically, people don't spend as much money when there's an unemployment rate, obviously, because they don't have the money. And even if they have money saved, they want to very cautiously spend that money. And the market has a reaction towards that, as you see, which is fairly understandable. But I mean, if you look at the outlook for October, November, and if you get call options saying, okay, the S&P 500 is going to be up, or NVIDIA is going to be up by then, you get a 160 call, it expires October. I totally understand how you would use that as an example, because September is the month where the stock drops, right? A lot of stocks drop in the month of September. So just simply use this as an opportunity instead of panicking, okay? I made a video just 2 days ago saying September is the month to buy. And I explained NVIDIA, Uber. And I'm also throwing the S&P 500. I'm throwing AMD in there. Uber's still a buy at under 90, 92, 91, whatever. It is a buy. Okay, I'm looking at the business model of Uber. This is not a stock to just play options on, right? You could have a leap option on Uber, but Uber is one of those ones where I want to just make money in the midterm to long term, okay? Now, NVIDIA, Uber, Robinhood. Basically, what I'm trying to sum up and say, understand, NVIDIA still has strong AI and GPU demand, okay? They still have recent price wins that may be influenced by broader market sell-offs. So sometimes we look at prices like NVIDIA, for example. Everybody on Cash App, everybody on Robinhood, right? If you're a beginner investor, you will see this down 3%, 4%, and you will go, oh my God, is the stock doing bad now? Is there somebody that's replacing NVIDIA? No, that is not the case. NVIDIA still has a strong moat. Let me know if you know what that means. A strong moat. Something that other businesses don't have. They have a good software. They have good data centers. They have a well way to introduce themselves in the gaming industry. Yearly, they're still up 62%. Nothing to be worried about. When we get down to 130, that'll be a level to watch very closely, right? Because if we break 132, we are going all the way back down to like 109, 115. And that is a scary level. But at that time still, I will going to be pressing the buy button. Hopefully looking to grow my position to 600 to 800 to 1,000 by then, okay? I'm currently at like $450 invested, probably a little bit more. I bought a lot today, okay? I hold all of these stocks on Robinhood, but I like to use Cash App just to show you guys you can invest on both platforms, okay? Beginner investors, this is the time to get in, guys. So Uber, Robinhood, right? Understanding insider sales as well. A lot of people sold Robinhood. Example, Morgan Stanley was selling shares, may signal caution to investors. Now, I want you guys to know insider trading is a crazy thing, okay? They probably sold their shares up here, correct? And as soon as the market opens, or they sold the shares probably up here at 104. As soon as the market opens, guess what happens? We're down 6%. You cannot beat that. Unfortunately, these people who have insider information, you cannot compete with them. They literally know where the market is going, right? So you can use that as an example to set yourself up for success and buy an option in 2 to 3 weeks, a call option where the price is going to be higher than your specific break-even point. But unfortunately, you know, these guys that literally are playing options and they know exactly where to buy and sell. It's kind of crazy to see how the insider trading world works, and unfortunately, it's not going to stop. Okay, politicians are still going to be able to own a lot of stocks. You know, Nancy Pelosi is a big example. If you don't know what I'm talking about right now, basically, people who work with, you know, the like economists, or they work in the politician side of things and they work in Congress, they can still buy and sell stocks, okay? And basically there was a sell from Morgan Stanley around like 104, 103, around these levels, and as soon as that sell happened, we see a big drop. So it shouldn't be illegal. It shouldn't be legal. Sorry, it should be illegal. But we got to take this at the end of the day. We got to take this with a grain of salt, right? We got to take this as a signal. So if you see a politician, especially like Nancy Pelosi, guys, look up Nancy Pelosi if you don't know who she is. If she buys, call options for a certain stock and millions of dollars worth of call options, you got to consider to at least swing trade that stock too. Okay, do research, but consider to do it. Understand what that business model is. For example, Tempest AI is one of those stocks that Nancy Pelosi bought call option on, right? And in 1 month, the stock is up 35%. For example, I bought the stock right here, okay? And I didn't want to hold it. Simply, I didn't want to hold it. I just did not want to hold it, right? It didn't seem right. I didn't like holding it too much. It was just a swing trade. But I want you to see, if I would have held that position, I would have been up 35% right now. For example, right here, okay? I sold at $58. If I would have just held that, we would have been up all the way from $58 to $78. But that's part of the game, you guys. You got to realize when to get in, when to get out. I'd rather be up at $58 and get out than be down at $37 and trapped into a spot up here. So, you got to realize this can go both ways. But when there's fear in the market, when there's uncertainty, that is an opportunity for you beginner investors, for you people not working with a lot of money. Buy call options that's going to expire in the next 2 months. And I'm gonna get more into call options soon, right? I'm soon gonna dive more into that. But right now we're just talking about buying and holding. If you want to buy and hold, I would say right now is a nice time to do it, but don't do it all right away. I bought NVIDIA today at like 165, and I bought again at 164, right? 20, 10, $30. Keep averaging down your position. Even if you're in at 174, guys, that is not a bad position, because look at this. Look at what I saw. I saw 181, then I saw 174, 173. This is a buy, right? We're down 4%. This could have been a rebound back up to 80, or it could have been a drop down back to 167. I knew that. Unfortunately, we did not go back up to 180. We had a nice fall back down to 167. Guess what I did at 167? I opened up a long-term position on NVIDIA officially on a different brokerage. So I'm investing in NVIDIA in two different ways. Overall, I have over $600 invested in NVIDIA, but my short-term position that is only on Webull. That is that's on Robinhood. That's I'm looking to swing trade. So you got to have different ways you want to invest in companies, and right now is the time to buy. Do not be scared, because these businesses are still doing well. NVIDIA is still doing well. Robinhood, yeah, still doing well. Give it more time to get away from the insider selling and all that stuff. Let it do its thing. Okay, Uber, I would still say the stock is doing well, right? Recent earnings boosted my confidence more in the stock. I'm still bullish on Uber. I'm still looking to take this above and beyond $100 a share. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe.